Good morning, it's Carrie here in Colorado, Zone 5B, and it's, what is it, around 7 o'clock in the morning. Just in my back garden, and I've got tomatoes. These tomato plants here were provided by my next door neighbor, and so far I've had a whopping 3 off of them, but that is more than I have in quite a while. Everything is looking nice. It's been cool and rainy and then warm and rainy for the last couple of days. You might see, let me see if I can scroll over to him. The little baby rabbit that has been hanging out, he likes to come back over here, but so far he has not figured out a way, I think, to get into my raised beds, which are, well, my one raised bed, which is right next to him here. And we've got plenty of grass, so you can see, well, now he's hiding a little bit, but all I can say is he better not eat my sunflowers. All right. So yeah, next door neighbor, that's their grass. They'd had this big old plague thing on top of it, and I think it just caused the grass to yellow a little bit. But I've got zinnia plants are looking awesome. They have so far given me about 6 blooms, right? Exciting. This plant over here, this tomato plant, I've got a lot of buds. But you know, I think my watering gets a little inconsistent just because it's in a pot, although this is a nice big size pot. But I do have, I think, about half a dozen tomatoes that are growing on this. And actually appear more edible than anything else. But yeah, you can see I tend to, like, I'll get a lot of the little buds will, you know, they'll dry off. So that's something that I struggle with here with tomatoes, of just doing that appropriately. The cosmos are very bushy and ferny, but there's yet to see any kind of bud coming out of them at all. It does stay bright back here, and as I was researching, I heard that could be a bit of a problem. And yeah, I mean, this is all zinnias, cosmos, and sunflower, with a little bit of basil tucked in here and there. And you can still see my old allium stalks coming out, and a couple of potato plants in the back. But yeah, I've got actual buds. This guy is probably 4 feet tall, which, and you know, and I'm not looking for sunflowers that are 20 feet tall. You know, I don't really have an interest in that, and frankly, I think they just flop over on me. But I'm definitely going to grow some sunflowers next year. You can even see here I have a couple of little viola tucked into this same pot. So it's all going. Morning glories as well. I planted those for the first time. You know, just trying to figure out the right positions and how to grow them. As you can see, they are, you know, they're fast growers, even more than I thought. You know, when they're an inch out of the ground, and you just think that, oh, they're never going to get big, but then they get massive. All right, let's see. The lilac shrub is still looking good here. It's nice and green, and hopefully it will do well next year. The ground that I'm on is usually bone dry, and it's like I'm on a sponge right now. It's so wet. I've got hundreds and hundreds of tulip bulbs in here. And you can see my little stalks here too. The popsicle sticks that I put in the ground at the end of spring to try to remember where I need to put more bulbs. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, it looks like I'm growing little tiny sticks. I've got some roses here. These guys are hopefully going to bud up again soon. They're little yellow ones. This one's doing nicely. As you can see here in just the Colorado sun, you know, brand new bloom. This is just a couple of days old, and it bleaches out incredibly fast. So we just have very hot and intense sun, although not in this area. This does not get a whole lot of sun. Here's a supertunia. I've got this that's a little, what is it, lupine? That overwintered from last year and has been looking very sad. It is unhappy not getting any sunlight back there. Some phlox, we've got some snaps, even a little bit of coleus that it never really did terribly well. Got, you know, just plants sprinkled in, some salvia back here. And I think maybe this fall I'm going to try to pull out this hydrangea and the other one that has like 2 inches of growth on it is right next to a lantana. But you know, like, it's just been struggling. It's been trying to come back to life for years, from when I first bought it, and then, you know, kind of promptly all of the flowers fell off. This rose loves this spot. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. So, oh look, I've got some gladiolus flower spikes back here. Last year they did beautifully, and they were, knock on wood, not hit by thrips. And so they were my favorite ones. We'll see if that comes to pass this year as well. Well, thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful day. If this is my nephew Kyle, I love you, honey.